And we live. We can cut this out. My boy Bobby today, he got a connected beat. You know, them Dr. Dre by beat. He don't want no background noise. But we live. We on location, boy. We got a special guest. You know, was it second time? Yeah,
Second
second
time.
time. Yeah, my boy Fim. I don't call him Fim. Everybody call him Fim. I call my boy Bobby because that's my dog. Bobby Tunde, I can move in the building, man. The workout guru, the gym god. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you got your regular too. You know, the regular guys, your boy D Walk, you know, my boy Q, we in this jump. Mr. Maven. Mr. Maven. But some slight today, man. Some slight today. Uh came back from a good break. All-star break. It was a good break. Players got the rest, got a little healthy. Everybody getting acclimated to their new teams and whatnot. So it's the final stretch right here. You know what I'm saying? 23 games left to go. Well, 23 to like 28 games between most teams, you know, in that range. So we in tune for some good basketball in the next coming month or so. And March Madness coming up. Uh, Alabama, they played well the other night. They played well today. Don't know if they won. Iowa played well today. Came back in like 2 minutes, down 12. So, you know, basketball is taking off. We ain't got soccer, baseball coming up, hockey in the midst of their season. You know, ain't no more football. So NBA and basketball and college basketball are the two big things going on right now. But we gonna start off with All-Star Weekend. It was in boring, dry Utah. According to Charles Barkley, everybody in Utah gonna go to heaven. They don't drink or smoke. So, only thing I got is it was dry, man. It was dry. Like I ain't see no celebrities out for real. I didn't. It wasn't that that jam packed. You know, no offense to the halftime show with Tim's and them, but it didn't have that effect. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have that star-studded effect. So it was just this was a bad year in my opinion. The only thing that was alright was the dunk and the 3-point contest. So Baba Sunday, did you catch anything this on All-Star Weekend? You catch a game, 3-point contest, and every game dunk? What you get?
Actually, to be honest with you, the only thing I really caught was the dunk contest, and like I can't think of the guy's name, but like how like crazy that like that,
McClung.
yeah, and how that all went, and like how he got signed by the Sixers, and how he won the dunk contest, and like how his like career is like not necessarily jump starting off, but like just like how crazy that was. It was all over Sports Center, all over ESPN. So like that was pretty much the only thing I like caught. But you are right, like there wasn't a whole lot of hype around the All-Star game at all, like how it was in previous years. So I don't know if it was the location, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't the same this year.
Yeah, it was not. It was not. Oh yeah, Matt McClung. I've been watching him since he was. I don't remember what school he went to in high school, but since watching him in high school, watched a little bit of him at Georgetown. He can hoop, but
Mm-hmm.
he just ain't got the first chance in the league. My boy, Cubone.
Bro.
Cubone.
Ah,
What you
that's
what
crazy.
you get out of the weekend, man? All-Star weekend.
They all going to heaven because it was terrible. And there ain't nothing there. But I mean, it was all right. It was like celebrity game. The only highlight of that was the Miz making a half court shot that didn't count at Giannis coaching.
Yeah.
3-point contest was great. Dame repping Weber State. Same time. The Rising Star, I hate that. I hate the format of it. Shout out to the hometown team for winning, but I hate it. It's like it used to be a ritual, like you had the best guards in it, showcasing their speed, quickness. Like now it's just a joke. Like you got folks missing shots, like practice shots. It's just bad. I like the dunk contest more because of Matt McClung. Because like he was in high school, they called him probably the best in-game dunker, and he showcased it. Like he was the underrated pick, and I'm glad that he won because he did great. He did some really good dunks. Because everybody else was average. I ain't gonna lie. Kenyon Martin was bad. He could have been better had he had actually somebody throwing him the ball that know how to throw the ball instead of Jay Sean Tate. Like that's terrible. Jericho Sims didn't do much, and the other guy, Trey Murphy's like they all lit. It's like it's not. And the thing about dunk contest is this because I ain't never been really too fond of it. It's like you see brothers do the same dunk, and then they do a combination of it. So it's like when Dominique won his, it was like 88. He did a windmill on the left. The next dunk was on the right, and then the last I think was in the middle. It's like it's they're not like we see the same dunks over and over again. Like it's bad. You have to bring a G leaguer that's an NBA talent to put on the show. Like it's better you bring outsiders at this point because the true stars don't even want to compete, or if they do, they're not going to do nothing. Like people say, Ja and Zion, like I wouldn't want to see them. I'm just not going to lie because it's like Ja is a good in-game dunker, but in the dunk contest, what is he going to do? Jump high and do a 360? He ain't gonna pull no between the leg, like 2K type dunk. He's not gonna pull that off the backboard 360 grab, hit the backboard. We're not gonna see all that. No, it's just not. And then All-Star game, bro. I tell you, that was like probably the worst one I've ever seen watching since I've been a fan.
It was a big
from facts. It was from the draft. Was I prefer the old format. It's like it's good that they picked him from, but it was like. It's in Utah. It's dry, stale. Carmelo ain't like for all the accusation he got. So it's like it's just bad in general. And then the game was just a pick. It's like it wasn't no competitive. It's like how Kobe and MJ used to bring. It was just It's just like, hey, you throw the ball, I'm gonna catch it. One person gonna go over 50. It was just bad. It could have been better.
Early third quarter, Jason Tatum just went on shooting 20. Other than that, it was just cool to see all my favorite players around each other. But I mean, other than that, bro, this was in the last 3-4 years. This is probably the worst one. And I would love for them to get back on the unique All-Star jerseys. I'm tired of these plain dry, these Dollar General. My grandma made some jerseys with her own sewing machine from the 80s. No. Take that. Go. You got millions of billions of dollars. Go stitch you some cleans and go get an idea. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's a gazillion, designers in this world who would love to design a jersey. And I would love to see. You remember the old East and West logos? Circle. They had Eastern with the basketball. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast. Let me see. Old Eastern Conference logo. Yeah, here you go. Let me share real fast. Let me share. Dead John. I could have put NBA, huh? Yeah, let me get something like that. You know what I'm saying? So the first one or the third one, them logos, especially the Western, I want them logos with a tough little jersey or something. You know what I'm saying? Let me see, 2008 NBA All-Star jersey. See, look at these. With the gold on the back.
Oh yeah.
Embracing the culture of the city, like
yeah. Look at
that embraces Nola. You got the Phoenix. Yep. I mean that was Houston, the second one.
And then hold on,
that was 03.
That they had this year.
That was 92. Yep.
Hold on, I completely botched that. I can't spell. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
I like them.
Like what?
I said I like the yellow and red, but it looks too. I don't know.
It's basic.
I can't even see the number. It's basic. You can't even see the number.
It's basic.
It gives the old Utah Jazz jersey, but it ain't even compared to it. Just bad.
So hopefully they get hopefully they fix that next year. But enough of All-Star Weekend because there really wasn't nothing going on for real. All right, we're gonna start off. Since you're a Sixers fan, man. Sixers in Memphis started off the last part of the season. What It was a great game. Embiid was sick or had something going on. He was garbage the entire game until like the last 7, 8 minutes. Played well
Yeah,
defensively though. Harden played well, but y'all struggled that first half and like midway of that third quarter. Y'all struggled and then found a rhythm
yeah, we did.
towards the end of the game. So, how you like your team looking so far, man? How you like where y'all how y'all playing?
It's crazy because like I'm looking at the team now and looking at the record and looking how they're playing and how the whole team is coming together right now. I just hope that like we look good now, but I just hope going into the playoffs, like you were saying, like the first couple of the first 2 quarters and midway through the third, like I hope we don't get to a point where we're down and trying to play that catch up at the end because that's how you'll lose a series.
Yeah,
Uh, we need to make sure that Embiid's healthy as possible. Hopefully, like Harden doesn't do the same repeats like in previous playoff games, forcing shots and doing stuff that's like that puts us in a position where we're not ready to win. Because this is the team this year. I personally believe this is the team that could like get us over the hump to actually win for once. Like everything is looking real good. Tyrese Maxey's playing pretty well. All of them are playing pretty well, and Embiid's playing at a very, very high level. We just need to make sure that Embiid's healthy, Harden's healthy, and like we go into the playoffs with a intent to not fall behind, but continue the same pace that we were playing throughout the regular season.
yeah. I do wish since Braun played the first half of the All Star game, Giannis played the first possession. KD didn't play, Steph didn't play. And I know Embiid is dealing with a foot injury, and the doctors was like he needs to sit out at least a couple weeks. I think All Star would have been a perfect time for him to sit out, get a week, excuse me, get a week to sit at home. Maybe don't even play against the Grizzlies. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just sit at home and just give your foot a break. You know what I'm saying? Give your foot a break. Don't
Yeah,
even get up from the couch. You got all that money. Take your maid, your chef, whoever. Just tell them bring your food up to the room. Walk around the house a little bit, but don't do nothing. But Q, Ja Morant is fine in the West, supposedly, right? But lately, let's just say the last 15 games, right? The last 15 games, he ain't been fine at home. He ain't been fine at the West. He ain't been fine at the East. He ain't been fine on the road. His daddy ain't even been all right. You know what I'm saying? Steven Adams is hurt. Uh, Desmond Bain was doing good in the first half against the Sixers, and then he went ice cold in the second half, only scoring, I want to say, 4 or 5 points, 6 points, under 10. I know that for a fact. So, what can the Grizzlies do to somehow change this narrative that they got? Because they going downhill, man.
Well, to change the narrative, you just gotta actually win games. So it's like, but to me, it's like, look, it's this: you you you're trying to give this bad boy Detroit, 80s bad boy type vibe. Like I get you got confidence. We all got confidence. We all say we want the smoke when we play, 2K bad, but it's like you're playing these top teams, you get beat by these teams, and just Thursday you blew a lead to the third seed in the
Yeah.
West. Like and you like here's the great thing. You expected to win at home, but if you got to win on the road, that's what makes the difference between a champion and an average team. And you can't do that. Like at home, you great, but when you go on the road, you're blowing leads. You act like you can't play basketball. There's a lot of times like Ja goes into this like I gotta do it all mode. Like you said, Desmond was hot in the first grade, like 20 something. Keep feeding the hot hand. Like you're trying to 2K your way to the rim run with Joel and B in the paint. That's not gonna cut it. You saw what he did to you. We almost made you sit on your flat behind. Like that's not gonna cut it. To me, the biggest thing they need is a veteran, like an actual veteran that's gonna tell them, "Hey, look, this is why we, act as champions and be a champion." And they don't have that. To me, another thing is they need a wing. They need another guy that can really settle them down. like that can score. Because other than Ja or Della, that's the thing. Cause it's like you have to hope that if Ja ain't scored, then it's Desmond. If Desmond ain't on, then it's Dylan Brooks. And Dylan Brooks goes out there and plays like you said, garbage. He forces shots. Like, and then like to me, it's like here's how I mold them. And I was thinking about this. You look at what Golden State was when they first started with Steph, Clay, Barnes, Draymond, and Iguodala. And then 2016 they lost because they needed a difference maker, and they got the difference maker in Durant. Mm-hmm. That's what Memphis needs because Ja is who he is. Desmond's gonna be like the Clay a little bit. Jaren's the Draymond, the defensive player of the year. He can make shots, but he's not gonna go off like a Kevin Durant. You need that shot maker. You need that hooper. I feel like if you go get that, then maybe you got a chance in the West. But it's like in a 7-game series, I'm not betting my money against you on Denver. I'm not betting you on Phoenix.
Not betting you on
I really don't. I'm not betting you on the Lakers. I'm not betting you even on Golden State. And they not even looking 100 right now. And I still would take my money on the Warriors winning. So it's like if you want all the smoke, be about the smoke. And also, get better. Stop talking and just let your play do the talk. Because you putting all this pressure on you that you don't need to do. It's like Shannon said. Don't be hood when you don't need to be hood. Just be yourself. Don't portray like you hood. Because you're putting yourself and your family in danger doing that. Like you see all the allegations going on in Memphis right now with them. With Memphis, with John and all this. It's like, stop that. Just go hoop. You get paid to do that. And you haven't done that. Like, you haven't been to the conference finals since 2013. Like, please stop.
Yeah, you're right. Like, they haven't won anything. That's the crazy thing is that they have not won anything, and they do all their talking. Don't get me wrong, John Morant's a phenomenal basketball player, and the team that they have is great. But it's like you got to get past like those teams you named: Phoenix, the Mavericks, the Nuggets, Golden State. When they get back on their stuff, like you haven't proved anything, and for you to sit there and do all that talking and say, "Oh," you look past everybody in the West, and you looking at Boston, like
right.
I don't know.
You can't get to.
I don't have them favorites coming out of the West anyway. So like, unless something changes between now and the playoffs, I don't see it happening.
Hold on, D-Walk, you here?
Yeah. Can y'all not hear me?
He froze.
I think he froze out.
Yeah, he probably froze. But I don't. Yeah, he'll be back. But yeah, I don't have faith in them. I never like. That's the thing when people ask me about Memphis. Like, yeah, I like Memphis because they're a hometown team, but it's like I can't put my money on them when it matters.
Exactly.
Like last year, I just couldn't because Golden State had experience. It's like you're young and yeah, you're getting better, but it's like when it matters, you're not being what you need to be. If you can't win on the road, especially when you go on the road, because if you can't win in Chase Center, you're not finna win in no Boston in no finals.
Young.
Let alone a Western Conference Finals and even Denver of all places. All these teams got experience. You don't have experience. And then you don't have a veteran that's like Udonis Haslam or Jared Dudley say, hey, I need you to do this and do that. So it's a hot mess.
It's a big mess over there in Memphis.
Hold on. Take some real quick. Okay, since we still on Philly, okay.
Okay, great.
I think he's coming
now
back in.
Back.
He's back.
Okay, how long you been gone? How long you been gone?
Now, I heard y'all talking about all of that. I just, y'all couldn't hear me.
Yeah. He was stuck. I was like, yeah.
Jesus Christ, the Wi-Fi in this building today is just not it. But, yeah, I don't even know what y'all stopped at. So, what was the last thing?
Basically about Memphis. We ain't got faith in them. Okay, so
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we could end it all like that with them.
Well, now I do got a quick question because they play tonight. They play the Nuggets tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So
really? Okay.
Who y'all got?
Where they play in Memphis?
Yeah, they play.
Yeah, it's at Memphis.
I'm gonna give it to Denver because they've been consistent. They've been consistent, and they've had some great wins this season. It's like with Steven Adams out, it's like Jokic kind of gonna have a field day with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
For Murray and
Jaren
Porter,
Jackson just
he too
unless
foul.
Jaren
He too
Jackson just
foul prone.
clinic.
Like to be a defensive player of
He
the year, he too foul prone, and that can hurt you in the playoffs badly.
yeah. He do gotta
What y'all think
learn.
about Sacramento?
He gotta learn situations. Love Sacramento. I love Sacramento. Well, we can go straight into that. I don't know if you caught, Bugsy, I don't know if you caught some of the game last night. They went to double overtime with the Clippers.
No, I didn't see bits of that.
We missed a good one.
Great game.
Great game.
You know, Koa is a Russ fan, so we watched it basically the whole game. And great game from first quarter to second overtime. Great. I think it was 176, 175.
Yeah.
Russ' debut. He played okay. He played a good game. I think he had 17 and 14. Played about five or six turnovers, but that's normal for Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? That's an everyday thing for Westbrook. Had to make it be heard. I don't know. Maybe my AirPods disconnected. I don't know. Had to make sure that be heard. But the Clippers are more concerning than the Kings for me because I've always been a big fan of Malik Monk. I respected De'Aaron Fox. I ain't gonna say I'm always a big fan. Not a big fan of Sabonis, but their team, they got Harrison Barnes, Malik Monk, Kevin Porter, D Fox, Monk. They got a squad, and they got some young guns, and they ain't scared. And Mike Brown is him. He's a great coach, hell of a coach, and he just got the third, fourth seed, if I'm not mistaken, third seed. So, you know, for them to be bottom of the conference the last 10 years, 15 years, as long as we've been watching basketball, let's just say that.
Right.
As long as we've been watching basketball, for them to be bottom and then go straight to a top 3 team, top 5 team, they serious. So, I mean, I definitely got to watch more Kings games going into the end of this season, the regular season, because they a dark horse. They get the right matchups in the playoffs. Like, just say they got to go see Dallas. I think they can compete with Dallas and beat Dallas. Then let's say they get Memphis in the second round. I think they can beat Memphis.
Right.
Now you in the conference finals with the Nuggets, the Clippers, and we'll just say Nuggets and Clippers for right now. We ain't gonna say the Warriors or the Lakers or any other team. Then you get to them two. Not saying they can win, not saying they can lose, but it's up for grabs at that point because you're coming off momentum. Now it's just about experience and, you know, give or take. Sometimes you might be so high, experience don't even matter. You just play. You know what I'm saying? So if they get the right matchups in the playoffs, they can definitely be an underdog and possibly get them a championship. You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what y'all think? Kings, Clippers. Well, Q, I know you tuned in late last night on the game. What you think of it?
I went back and rewatched. It was an amazing game. Shit come off an All-Star break. That's the type of intensity, like Mike Brown was saying. Like, this is All-Star break. You now see who is who and who just put the mail in the box and say, yeah, we just done. Yeah, it was a great game though. Like, what I would give the Kings is that for Mike Brown, because he's coached from the Cleveland days to the LA to being assistant coach, so he's really learned a lot from his 2 stints. Because at first he is defensive minded, but he's modernized his game. Because right now the Kings are second in offense and they're like 22nd in defense. So it's like, to be a defensive minded coach and your team's doing that well, that's saying a lot. And to do it with a team that don't really got length, like they don't really have like length like that with Fox, Sabonis, and them. So it's like, I give them props. And then last night they just came to play. You just felt the intensity from Fox, Monk, like who really showing he that guy and that $9 million. That's chump change for him.
It's a steal.
That's a steal. It's like, yeah, they got a chance. Like you said, with the right matchups, they really can be a problem. The only thing comes down to them is just tightening up on defense, like pick and roll wise. avoiding turning the ball over. Just a little thing. But I like the Fox Sabonis combo to come a long way from all the bad picks they made. They've done a great job. Now it's just I hope it's not a sophomore slump with it. It's like you do good this year, and then next year, and everybody's kind of scouted you, you fall down. Like keep the momentum because I hate teams that do that. You have a good first year, and then you slump down the next year because you let your pride and ego get in the way.
Yeah.
So,
Well, speaking of this sophomore slump, I was gonna talk about the King, but you just a perfect transition, and I can't help it. Trae Young and them fired the head coach. Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that, in the middle of the week. Will probably sign Quinn Snyder, former head coach of the Jazz. They are 10th, not 8th, 8 to 10.
they
I'm
are
not sure.
8. They 8.
8, okay. It was one of them. So you still in play, still got a playoff chance. Blew out the Cavs by like 20 something last night, if I'm not mistaken. So where do you go? Okay. I'm gonna do this first. But I'm saying, how do you feel about Trae Young? Because y'all probably will see them in the playoffs. So how do you feel about Ice Trae?
I feel like this year coming along, I feel like that we'll have a better chance against the Hogs. I feel like those type of teams you're supposed to be able to beat early and not give any momentum towards them at all. And I feel like that over the last couple of years, and I hate to bring up Ben Simmons again, we don't have that stench over the team anymore with us anymore. So I feel like in that sense, we don't have to worry about that anymore with like blowing leads to a team that we're supposed to beat already. So I'm not really worried about them.
Not at all.
Not at all.
So if Ice Trae take y'all to 7-game series in the first round, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt, saying y'all win.
That would be a problem. If we go to a 7-game series with the Hawks and we were to win out of that 7-game series, I won't have hope for the Philadelphia 76ers going into the next round because you have let a lower seed get you to a 7 games. So what happens when you start playing teams like Milwaukee, when you start playing teams like Boston? You're not gonna make it.
Right.
You got to knock those teams out early and then get to the bread and
5
butter.
games max. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute. Trae Young. How do you feel about Trae Young and them boys?
Okay. I'm gonna do this because we talked about the firemen. It's like they're an example of the slump I was talking about. Like the first year, they overachieved. They beat the Knicks, who weren't that good. They beat y'all because of the Ben Simmons, and then just the 3-1 unfortunate. Then the Bucks.
I'm a wait.
Yeah, just wait. Then the Bucks. I mean, it was expected because at that point it was like it is what it is. The next year, you get he was in the play-in, so you went down from being 4th to 5th. Then you win the play-in, then you lose to Miami. So you say, okay, we need reinforcement. So we give up 3 picks in Danilo Gallinari, who's one of our best floor space and best creators off the bench. But DeJounte Murray, I wasn't fond of it at first, but I wanted to, wait and see. Because you give up 3 picks, it's got to work. You don't give up 3 picks, and this can't work out. Then in the preseason, we were talking about it looked good. Then we get to this regular season. It's just Trae pick and roll. DeJounte on one side, Collins on another. Capella and Trae Young do the same thing. And now you're in a slump. David Miller's lost the locker room. Trae Young is not a leader. It's just all these narratives. And then the Band-Aids got ripped off. Let's just get rid of them. So now with 20-some games left, you got Joe Pruney coming in like that. Nobody even knows who that is. I know who he is, but I know y'all don't. It's like it's like at this point it's like I'm just gonna do this. Like
Going in
like, hey, y'all just go and play. I don't got nothing to do. I'm not even guaranteed to be here next year, so like just go play. We're not gonna get far. But to me, the biggest thing with Trae Young is this though. I feel like with every star, it's a pride thing. It's like I get, and I think the problem Hard had this too, and finally for this season. So many stars are ego pride driven with ball handling duties. Like with the first year, they were good because Trey had the ball in his hands. He was doing everything. He didn't have nobody, so I can run my show the way I want to run it. Then you go get DeJounte. It's like, okay, now I got to share ball handling duties. But when DeJounte has the ball, what does he do? I'm not seeing, like Steph Curry, I'm not seeing moving off the ball. I'm not seeing, hey, Collins, you come here, direct the traffic. Like, I'm not expecting you to go out there and run like you're a chicken with his head cut off. I'm just asking you to be a leader. Tell Click Capella, hey, go set him a screen because the weak side defender's here. Or, hey, if he slips here, I'm going to be right here. Just make decisions to help this team and be accountable. Like John Collins said, we got to be accountable as players. If a coach has got to hold us accountable, we're not a championship team. We never will be. That's what separates the champions from the average. That what separates the elite from the average. So it's like until he grows on that side, and then defensively, he's got to be held accountable. Like overall, they got to have a coach that's held him accountable. Do I think Snyder's that guy? Maybe. I don't think he's the perfect guy, but maybe. To me, I would have had my own hires. I don't know about you. I've had like 5 different people I would have took over Quinn Snyder just because it's like I get so tired of some of these old coaches getting recycled that don't need to be coaches. Like Snyder's a good coach, but I don't want him for that job. I thought it would have been a better job maybe in the summer for him. That's just me though.
No, I definitely agree. Trying to get a head coach in the last 20 games of the season, you kind of have to not scratch the old plan, but tweak it. But you want to slowly tweak it into your plan. But then you'll be playing 2 different brands of basketball at that point. And then it comes into play in late game situations and continuity. And even though the chemistry is there, it's a different game plan. So we might have in the Nate McMillan playbook, when the pick and roll go here, DeJounte, you cut on the weak side. Well, in Quinn Snyder's in the pick and roll, DeJounte might rotate up. So when Trey go downhill, Trey kick back up, and he keep moving the ball. So you got the different little nuances like that. They can get them in some deep trouble going into the play-in playoffs and
in the future, the rest of this season. But
that's the thing. It's like, but that's the thing with Nate too. Is like he's old school. He's been around since the '80s. And then he was part of the Sonics, the 90 Sonics. Then he coached Portland in 2010. The game's changed. He's an offense. He's an old mind. And again, they're old, stubborn minds. They don't change. They're stuck in the grit and grind, throw it to the big man, and then we play off him. It's like you got to have offensive, innovative minds. You got to have the D'Antonis, the Currys. Or if you go be defensive minded like Mike Brown, hire people on your staff that know the game and keep it simple. And then they don't have spacing. Like, you lost Kevin Huerter. You had to get rid of him to get cap space. Bogdanovich hadn't been really effective this year. You don't have spacing like you really want. Then your bench is like, you just got a lot of people that stand in the corner. It's not even like people who, okay, he's a cutter. He's Gary Payton. He's a PJ Tucker. Like, you just got a lot of people that ain't really, in essence, doing much. And that comes from the front office, too, because their front office been dysfunctional. Like, Landry Fields just got the job. Kyle Korver, they just hired Kyle Korver. That's what you want. You want players.
Probably like 2-3 months ago.
Yeah. You want players that know the game and understand it. That's why it's better to get player coaches. Like, these old heads, like David Nellens, like they're spiraling out. You saw what Ime Udoka did last year. You saw what Steve Kerr's done. You saw what Darvin Ham's doing in LA. Like me, I told you, my hire would have been either Udoka. If I couldn't get a Udoka, it would have been either I would have thought about Sam Cassell. Mark Jackson's always an option, even though he might not get considered, but he's always should be an option, number one, first and foremost. And then even me, I wouldn't even thought about Jason Terry just to see. Because he knows the coach. He's been a Hawk, so he understands it. Like, player coach understand, okay, we got Tuesday we playing like the Cavs. We play the Cavs. Okay, so we're going to compete this game. I'm going to draw up a game plan. Okay, tomorrow we're playing the Magic. Just go out of hoop. Because it don't matter. We're not going to see them in the playoffs. Like, they understand. And then, it's like you said, the schematics of it. It's like, okay, Trae Young's 1 for 10 the first quarter. The old coach going to say, I'm taking him out. The player coach going to say, okay, he's in a slump. I'm going to draw up a play to get him a play. If we get a transition, take 5 and let him get a free throw. And then,
give him a free throw.
But in the late game, I'm going to need him. I can't deter his confidence now. So those are the type of coaches you want. You want player coach who understand, that's been in the game, that know the game. Getting these defensive-minded guys, it's like, Your defensive schematics are great, but it's like the game has not changed from defense in terms of the same employments. You might have a different scheme, but if we can't score offensively, I mean, we're not gonna last, especially in the playoffs. It don't matter. So
Yeah. But I'm gonna take it away from the hoops real fast. I'm gonna take it to a little football real fast. I know, like we always do, Bobby Tony is a Cowboys fan, unfortunately. So Jalen Ramsey is potentially on the market, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say, you're not Babatunde Aganubi today. You Babatunde Jones. You related to Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that. All right? I'm the Rams, right? And Q, you the commissioner, right? You are, unfortunately, you are Roger Goodell.
Yeah,
you are Quintarius Goodell today. So, you give me a package that would be suitable enough for me to say, yes, I accept this trade. Jalen Ramsey can now become the Dallas Cowboys. Don't tell me
Did you
I'm
freeze it?
Please say I'm good.
Okay, there you go.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You good?
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you give me a trade package that's suitable enough for Jalen Ramsey to be a Dallas Cowboy.
Ooh.
And Q
You know what I
has
mean?
to ultimately accept it.
For me to get Jalen Ramsey and me being Jerry Jones, knowing me, I would probably give a second and maybe a late third round pick for him because his production over the last couple of years hasn't been where it used to be at. So I'll probably give him a second and a third round. I'm not giving up a first round pick for Jalen Ramsey. I'm just not. This is not the same. If you look at his production last season, how many yards he gave up last season, he's still a top tier cornerback in the league, but he's not that Jalen Ramsey we once knew. I'll give him a second and third rounder up for Jalen Ramsey.
Hold on. You speaking on my Rams now. Hold on. Last year was a bad year. Everybody
was still in that Super Bowl high. So, look, last year was a bad year. Okay? I get it. But Jalen Ramsey is worth a first and a second or a first and a third. You're talking about a Hall of Fame cornerback. If you want to be, is he Hall of Fame? Is he Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he's Hall of Famer. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, so he's a Hall of Fame defensive back, and you telling me a second and a third? You want to give up no players back? You expect me to give up a top 10 to 15 DB of all time, and we ain't gonna get nothing back?
You will get our second round pick. Because we get an early second round pick, and you would get our third round pick, and then I would give you Jordan Lewis, our corner, in return.
That's it.
That's it.
Jordan Lewis.
That's it.
2 picks. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay, hold on. Is that the starting price? Is that the starting offer?
That's the starting offer.
That's the starting offer. Okay, so you would have to.
Okay.
Is it countable? Is it countable?
Okay, let's do this. You can hear me? Yeah, I'm still good.
What's the counter offer?
Y'all can still hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Y'all can still hear you.
Okay. Let me get 2 seconds, a fourth, and a fifth, and Jordan Lewis.
Ooh, okay.
So this year's second, next year's second, and what? A third and a what?
No, fourth and a fifth.
2 second rounders, a fourth round, and a fifth round.
And Jordan Lewis. Okay. That'll work.
Because you
That's
disrespecting him. He just ain't worth 2 draft picks. Bro, I feel like my Wi-Fi is so terrible right now.
I just feel okay. That's a good counter offer because I'm thinking in my mind, if I'm Jerry Jones, we give you the 2 seconds, and we give you those later picks, right? And we give you Jordan Lewis. We still keep our first round pick. Just think about it. If we look this up right now, right? Jalen Ramsey is in his this may be his 6th season, 6, 7, 8 season.
Yeah.
He's been at least since 2016, right? He's 28 years old. His last Pro Bowl was in 2022. If you look up his statistics from this past season, right? If I look up his numbers aren't what they used to be. So that's why I would say giving up that's why I would give up the second and those later picks in return for Jordan Lewis. Like, that's his value right now. Now, his value 3 years ago, I would give up a first round pick for Jalen Ramsey. When y'all got Jalen Ramsey from Jacksonville, he was worth a first round pick. But now he's not worth that anymore.
And then
I need 2 seconds though. I need 2 seconds for sure.
Yeah, you get the 2 seconds. You get this year's second, and you get next year's second. So you get 2023 second and 2024 second.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay. I got another one for you. Okay. So just let's say, boom, accept the trade, right? J. Ram is now part of the Dallas defense, right? And good old Tempur-Pedic sleeping Dak Prescott, whatever mattress he be sleeping on. Let's just say another year, another season, he fails to come through when you need him most in the postseason. Because if I'm not mistaken, last year is the last. No, this upcoming season is the last year of his deal, right?
I believe so.
Okay. So
I may be wrong.
Say he don't come through again. I think it is next year. Give or take. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be. Do you trade Dak Prescott? Say if it's not the last year, do you trade Dak Prescott? Or if it is the last year, do you let him go? Do you sign somebody else? Do you sign him to a cheaper deal? Or do you trade him along with trading for J. Ram and you go get Stafford? Or you go get Lamar or something?
Oh.
He's a free agent in 2025.
That's 2 years.
Yeah, he has 2 more years on that contract.
Yeah, unless he takes the potential out. That's if the Cowboys side of part ways. And then he do got a no trade clause. So,
oh my God, what is over? Everybody needs no trade clauses.
Yeah, he does have no trade clause. I'm looking at that now.
No trade or no tag, so he can't get tagged again.
Jesus.
95 fully guaranteed.
Oh my God. Okay, man, scratch that. What's your personal feelings about Dak Prescott then? Since he got all these obligations in his contract, what's your personal feeling towards Dak Prescott after that L against San Francisco? Can you not hear me? Please say you can hear me. Oh my God.
Did you hear him?
What did you say? Repeat that again.
I said, what are your personal feelings towards Dak Prescott after losing to San Francisco a couple months ago?
At the end of the day, I feel like Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback. And you're laughing about that. He's a top 10 quarterback. But this is the thing that I have with him. When it comes to games like that against the San Francisco 49ers, you lose in games you're supposed to win. You're putting the ball in, I get Kellen Moore is putting the ball in his hand, but he's forcing the ball entirely too much. And that was a big problem. And I think that we all saw that close to the end of the year. He missed half the season with the with the injury that he had early in the season, how you lead the league in interceptions and you literally play a half of the season? And I feel like that what they should do going forward, and this is why I would say in the draft this year's draft, they definitely should go out and try to. What they first of all need to do is they need to reconstruct Zeke's contract. They need to decide whether or not they're going to sign Dalton Schultz or they're going to franchise tag him, which I think they're not going to franchise tag him. I think they should go ahead and sign him. And if Zeke doesn't want to take less money, you boot him out. You make Tony Pollard the starting running back, and you draft Bijan Robinson from Texas in the second round.
Yeah.
That's my first thing. And if they do that, I feel like that Bijan Robinson from Texas, and I feel like Tony Pollard, that'll be a two-headed monster. You go back to your 2016 format where you're running the ball. Because, like, you putting the ball in Dak's hand like that, I feel like that Dak is capable of throwing the ball. But I feel like that the play calling last year and the last couple of years, just remember this. Kellen Moore was still a product of Jason Garrett when Mike McCarthy came in. So it's like, I feel like going into this season, hopefully Mike McCarthy knows how to call plays, which he does know how to call plays. When he was calling plays in Green Bay, look how Green Bay was successful with Aaron Rodgers. But I feel like they need to put him in a system where he's not putting the ball in harm's way. And when it comes to playoff time, they play it not necessarily conservatively, but play to their strengths. And they play to their strengths since the 90s, since the 80s, since the 70s. They've always been known for running the football. So I feel like that focusing on the run game, but also using to Dak's great abilities of play action and running the ball, I feel like that's the best fit for Dak Prescott going forward. And if he can't do that, then paying him $85 million on a signing bonus and paying him all that money, and he can't do that, I feel like that you move away from him. You either trade him after this year, or you I don't know. Because it's like that, it's chance after chance after chance. This is literally like, I feel like, and I know Cowboys fans say this every year, but this was really the year for them to win it all. It really was.
It really was.
You basically had Tampa Bay that we beat the brakes off of. Green Bay didn't even make it to the playoffs. The only real teams you really had was San Francisco and the Eagles. If you really want to sit there and look at the landscape of the NFC, it was really Minnesota, Dallas, the Eagles, and the 49ers. Literally. And you easily could have knocked out the 49ers. You're playing against a Mr. Irrelevant. And you couldn't even win that game. And now Kellen Moore has been shipped out to Los Angeles where the Chargers are playing at. I don't know how that's going to work out. So it's like, from here on out, like there should be no excuses. Mike McCarthy's calling the plays. Hopefully, in this off season, they do go out and potentially get Jalen Ramsey because they do need some more help on the back end. Dan Quinn is still back as a defensive coordinator. Mike McCarthy be calling plays. There should be no excuse at this point. If you can't win with that and whatever they get in the draft, if they go out and they pick up a D-Hop, because I think D-Hop is open for free agency. Odell's open for free agency. Some of the guys that are on the team now that are veterans, they need to take pay cuts. So they could bring in a D-Hop. They could bring in an Odell. They could bring in a Jalen Ramsey. They can bring in any three of those guys. And then, Jerry Jones likes to build through the draft. And they don't really miss. They really hit on all their draft picks. So, like, you do that, and I feel like that it's nothing really they can do, but it's all on Dak. At this point, it's all on Dak. Because you can put in, I promise you can put in an Aaron Rodgers. You can put in a Tom Brady. You can put in a Lamar Jackson. You can put any quarterback, top-tier quarterback, and I promise you they're going in there and win. But the interceptions, that got to stop. It has to stop.
He threw some that was just point-blank blind throws. And
horrible picks.
No sense. Yeah. Hugh Dale, you got anything to add on the unfortunate events of Mr. Dak Prescott?
I think he said it best. I mean, it's like you paying a quarterback 40 million. That's a lot for just one guy. He's got to be that guy. Like, you don't pay a Patrick Mahomes, a Burrow, a Hurts that money, and you can't win a playoff game against Mr. Relevant, like he said. It's like the thing with Dallas that it's just always been is just like the worst nightmare is is the love freaking Jerry Jones. It's just because it's like as an owner, look, I make the team look good from a brand standpoint. But from football wise, my son's here, god darn it, and he does a great job. The other guy, the black guy that's there, I can't think of his name. He does a great job. I'm surprised he hasn't been promoted to general manager at this point. But it's like you said, like Kellen Moore's not a great offensive coordinator. Like you hype him up to be so like he's a joystick on Madden. Just human joystick calling plays. There's no consistency to win the game. They're just calling plays. And then you don't even know what's going on in film. So like Dak throwing all those picks. That's not Dak freaking Prescott. You got that man out there look like he Jameis Winston in Tampa Bay. So it's like, I think it'll be better, like he said, with Mike McCarthy. And then you got Brian Schottenheimer. He's a great play caller for this group. So he will help fix that. But it's like he said, it's a put up or shut up year for Dak. But it's like, again, have a balance. You're known for running the football. If you go do with Tony, like you said, Tony Pollard, Zeke, or if it's Tony Pollard and the dude for Texas, run the ball through them and then have the passing game. Because if you have to force Dak to be a 40%, 50% pass majority game, you're not gonna win. Hopefully they get a difference maker, like he said, Odell, D-Hop, BDR, Jalen Ramsey. So it's like they got chances. They've had chances. At this time, it's just put up or shut up. If not, changes are gonna have to come seriously in Dallas because there's no excuse. There's just none at this point. As far as their trade goes, I mean, the trade is a trade. I mean, you get 2 second rounders, so you save money. You get the 4th or 5th. He gets Jalen. You get Jordan Lewis. So it's like you save money down the line. But I can understand why he wouldn't give you a first round for his reduction. This was a bad year. It was a bad year, but it's like, hey, I can understand.
I want 2 seconds. But yeah, man, I hope Dak Prescott get his act together because I wasn't a fan of Dak Prescott, but last year he just I'm talking about he throwing picks like he ain't got his contacts in or something. Personally, I would go for Lamar. Derek Carr is still available. You got plenty of options. So we will be tuned in. The sports world will be tuned in to what happens in the NFL in the next coming months. Last thing I want to hit on, boys, before we get up on out of here. LeBron Raymond James is now the NBA's. Who cares? It's still LeBron James. We talk about LeBron James any day of the week. That's something we can say we've seen to our kids, our grandkids, great grandkids. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I think their record is going to be so far fetched that nobody's going to be able to either play that long or play well enough for over 20 plus years. Because LeBron he's probably going to play until he's 42. So I got at least 4 or 5 more years of LeBron. So you telling me he's going to be the first person to ever hit 40,000? He's probably going to get close to 45,000 total points. So you telling me there's going to be another NBA player in our lifetime or even past our lifetime to even get close to 45,000 points? They're going to have to play almost 30 years in the NBA to get significantly close to 45,000 points. And sucks that they lost their game because it kind of ruined the historic stature of the game. So that definitely sucks. But the Lakers are now on the road, trade away half the team for a whole new team. It's not the first time it's been done in LeBron's career where he started with one team, trade deadline, he got a whole new team. But they're on the road right now. Beat the Warriors the other night, beat them down, just ran them out the gym. I can't remember who they beat right before All-Star break. The Pelicans. They played a really good game against the Pelicans. Lost to the Blazers before that, but the Blazers put on literally a shooting clinic. Like they were shooting themselves with heroin all throughout the game. Like they couldn't miss a shot. So I'm not gonna blame that game on them. Portland was on that night. So 2 questions for both of y'all. We're gonna knock these out the park, then we're gonna hit it out. Since I've been going to Bobby Tunde first, I'm gonna go with Q on this one. I know you're the Bron fan. How do you? I'm gonna ask y'all 2 separate questions. Matter of fact, so I'm gonna go more on the basketball aspect for you, Q. With Darvin Ham's lineups, we're not gonna talk about D'Lo being hurt. But how do you feel like his lineups in regard to size and this person can shoot, but this person can play defense? Like him putting the right lineups in the game. How do you feel that's improve or going to improve or going to decline? How do you feel like that's going to go through these next 23 games and possibly the postseason?
Oh, I would hope they get. I mean, he's on the right track because I think he finally stopped doing the freaking D-Lo and Schroeder. But then when I think it was that Golden State or Portland game, he had them in. So it's like his lineups kind of sometimes do confuse me. I just think like there are a lot of combinations that I know I would try, and I know you would try that make more sense. But it's like sometimes he puts in lineups that just honestly just confuses the heck out of me. So I would hope he can. But he's a first time coach, so I expect him to try some stuff and see, trial and error. Hopefully by the playoffs that can change because then. But to me, it's like it'll probably change playoffs because now you have a time to hone in one team for 7 games. So I think it'll get better. I hope it get better, and I hope he do try out some stuff. But I do like the lineup of Russell, Beasley, Braun, Vanderbilt, and AD. That's a great lineup because you see how the spacing has improved. You see how now it's hard to focus point on just LeBron and Davis. Now, if Anthony Davis gets double, he's got D'Lo and Beasley. Then I like the communication from AD is them as well. It's like, Bleak, shoot the ball. Don't be afraid to shoot. Don't throw me the lob. Just shoot the ball. Or Vanderbilt, hey, you on the backside, be ready. I like how LeBron and Davis are really communicating with these guys. You just see a new, energetic, improved locker room post, all the people. And shout out to all of them that was there. Appreciate the professionalism, but it's like it was just time to move on. And with 20-some games of it, it's time at this point with this group. They expect excellence. It's time we can hopefully get it. So, ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot, first round.
Ooh.
Woo. Oh, okay. That would be intriguing first round. I ain't gonna lie. I still give it to us. I give it to us, and I'm gonna go 7. I think that's a great 7-game series.
Um, I give it to the Clippers.
Of course, the Flippers. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's gonna be a 7-game series with that one.
That's fair. This year's,
Ooh.
I mean, I'm just playing. First round. Okay.
Yeah.
The Suns. That one's okay. I'm probably gonna get to the Suns. I'm gonna get to them probably in. I'm gonna still get to them in 7. Because I think just with Durant and Booker, it's still hard to beat them even at 60. Because they 60 is still better than most people at 50. So
Same here. I give it to the Suns also.
screw you, screw you, screw you. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. It's very, very tough. For someone being 38 years of age, if I'm not mistaken, I know he's spending a lot of time like making sure that his body is in the off season and even throughout the regular season, making sure that his body is in great tag. That means lifting weights, making sure that his mobility is great, making sure he's getting all the physical therapy that he possibly needs throughout the season and in the off season to make sure that he can withstand 20 plus years out in the league. And I think that's something that separates the good players from the great players like Tom Brady and LeBron himself for them being able to play at a high level at that type of age. So like fitness and making sure that you're hitting the weight room and making sure you're not necessarily hitting weights all the time, but also focusing on the calisthenics and focusing on stretching, that is very, very important. So I feel like that him being able to play like that, a lot of that comes from not necessarily his diet, but for what he's doing to make sure that his body is in the best shape of his life. We know injuries happen year in and year out. You have wrist injuries, ankle injuries, back spasms, you name it. Those happen throughout the regular season. But for you to be able to do it every single year at a high level, him at his age putting up 30 plus points at this age, that's never been heard of before. And it all comes from, at the end of the day, his physical therapy and how he maneuvers in the off season and on the on season also. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. Dallas.
Wow.
They really don't have any defense. Yeah, they're good on offense, but they have no defense. I feel like that we're a better, well-rounded team than Dallas. If not Dallas, then maybe Sacramento, but Dallas for sure. If I know that should have happened, my budget on that game, I know I'm about to do some saving. The highest I'm gonna spend is maybe $500, maybe 500. I gotta be there to see that. 500 is the cap. 500 is the cap. Hey, if I want to be there, I'll just drive to the nearest city just to say I was at least there. I was like 30 minutes away.
Oh, look.
Yeah. I know for a fact I'm gonna probably be in shock. Next thing I'm probably gonna do is get up and walk out the stadium before like I don't even want to see all that the confetti and them jumping. I don't even want to see all that. The car ride, whoever I'm in the car with, is gonna be dead ass silent because I'm not gonna want to talk to them at all. You know that. My phone's gonna probably be on D&D because I don't want to have to hear y'all texting me and calling me because y'all know I'm gonna be at the game. You know I'm gonna be probably talking stuff before the game happened. So like, yeah, I'm not gonna want to do that. And I know when I get home, I'm probably not gonna even want to look at ESPN, IG, none of that stuff because you know they're gonna be talking about how the ball went in the hoop. They're gonna be comparing it to the Raptors game, and I don't want to have to see that all over again. It's just like with my Cowboys with the 49ers, how the end of that game happened this year and how last year's game happened. It's like a repeat.
No, because I can attest. Because when we won the bubble, I wasn't hard on. It was Tyler more than me. He like we was in the party when it happened. I didn't say a word. I was just sitting there like we just won. In fact, I wasn't even there. I was like, we just won. Then his hating self talk about, oh, Ron MVP. It's supposed to be 8. I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to celebrate him getting 4. I don't care. Screw
and
it.
Tyler on goddamn what is it? Snapchat popping water bottles in the bathroom.
So it's Tyler. Tyler gonna do the most if either of them win, especially Giannis. Might gonna dang near go to Milwaukee himself while he the coach.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right, hold on. Vote. We gotta get that. Yeah, yeah. We do this a minute, okay? Since it is the second half of the season, so we did make our final prediction earlier. If off today, who will be in the final? Your pick. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that Cleveland. All right. Uh, uh, Well, you can get yours, then I get my final prediction.
I hate to be biased, but I think out of the East, it's gonna be my
Go ahead.
Sixers, and out of the
That's fine.
Something tells me. And I think it'll be out of the West. It'll be the East. It'll be the Sixers, and out of the West, I got Denver.
um, I got the Celtics and the Nuggets. Them my two because they've been consistent the whole year. I don't see Boston losing. I think they got the best player in the East, arguably right now. Best coach, best team. Same with Denver. Best player, technically in the East, West. That's my pick. So. I'm not hating. I know if he do, I think it'll be the following year. It just won't be this year. I'm not hating on him. Yeah. You ought to be glad I didn't say broad, and LA and Celtics. Hey, 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 hey. I get it too. That's fine. Okay, dang. All right. All right.
Wow.
He better hope. Paul hamstring don't give out while he doing all this. He better hope Paul hamstring don't get. He better hope Aiden don't get in that mental. I mean, not the mood with what's his name, Money again. He better hope Booker don't go down. And he dang sure better hope that foot don't get on the line again. Hey, I'm just saying. I ain't hating. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You better hope Cameron. Yeah, you better hope Cameron Payne don't be doing all that crap talking like he the next coming or somebody.
No problem.